Mute audio, phone. Okay.
Can you all hear me?
Yep. I can't see you though. How's I don't want this whole thing. Can I get rid of this? How do you get rid of this thing?
Which thing?
This box on the left.
Oh, with all the names?
Yeah. Oh,
Like
I see
this?
you guys. Okay, now I see you. No, now you're all. Oh yeah, I can just hold on. There, I can cover my face. I don't need to see myself. Okay. All right, good. It'll be able to see it on here. Oh, good. Okay.
Rhonda,
Yes.
are you ready?
I'm trying to turn this off. I need one more.
I had to take the app off my computer because I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. So I had to just download it. I'm not a computer wizard, but
There's got to be a way to turn it off.
do you have me in there as host or whatever? Because yeah.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to take it off. I got it.
You look like Belinda Carlisle. You probably don't know who that is, but that's who you look like.
Aww.
At least you're not a potato.
I know, that is true. Stop laughing at me.
Go to hit Control Alt Delete and end task for the Snapchat filter.
Rhonda, you have like 2 seconds. 1 minute and we're going to start.
Turn it off. Options.
Shut it off.
Oh. Okay. Force quit. Trevor, I'm so sorry.
Why? We're having a great time right now.
There's got to be a filter here that's like not as noticeable. Okay, we'll just do that.
Wow,
I can't
there
turn
we
it off.
go. See?
Okay. I can't turn the filter off. I don't know how.
But I had a chance to tag you, so I'm going to post this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, there
Oh, boy.
Okay.
All right. We are waiting. I needed my agenda. Sorry. What are we talking about today?
How hard it is to turn a Snapchat filter off on a Zoom call.
Yeah. Wait. We're about to start. All right.
You'll Q&A us, so we'll just go with whatever you ask.
We are live. I'm done with my Instagram. Boom. We are going live. So I'm super excited. We're going to have a full house today. Julie, Ronda, happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
That's what day it is?
Yeah. Not Wednesday. I know you probably like to get together on Wednesdays.
We do our hump days on Wednesdays.
It's my favorite day of the week. Okay, I am almost ready. I know that Irina had an agenda for me. Perfect, I have it.
Okay.
So how was the weekend?
It's long.
Yeah.
Especially
How's
being
it?
home this much and being confined this much, it drags out. Like there's only so much cleaning you can do and organizing and painting and reading, and then it just recycles itself.
Yeah, and then it's like, what do people call it? Groundhog Day? What is it called?
Yeah, Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Is that really true?
No, but
No?
it's a funny movie.
No, but it's like, no, but is the days like in that movie, like it's the same thing every day or no?
Yeah.
Well, it's a little with kids being in school. I know when the weekend comes because they have to do online school Monday through Friday, so that helps.
Yep. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'm super excited to have you guys because there's so much I want to talk about. We had one of the first webinars Julie, I couldn't get you in. It's totally my fault. We're trying to figure out the check part
It all
with Mary.
worked out.
You were so super active in the comments and we had one conversation with Mary and there was a separate conversation in the chat. Like everybody's just going at it. And then once in a while, Mary and I would just go in the chat, check everything, and then come back and see what's going on there.
It was good though. Mary gave a lot of great information. And if anybody needs to check it out, I think it's up on your YouTube channel, right?
Yep, YouTube, yeah. We got links. It's all on our Zen platform. Yeah. But I think right after that, internally with the team, we talked about organizing another one, but like really talk about being dental assistants and what it's like to be a dental assistant right now. So first and foremost, to any offices out there that are struggling with it or got affected by it, I hope you guys are all staying safe. We sent an email on Thursday asking all of our offices if everybody's safe and everything is good. So let us know if we can help. And then just like normal, we did last couple times, we wanted to have this conversation with a positive mindset. So what can we do? What is possible? I think Rhonda's screen stuck. Rhonda, can you hear us?
I think she might be stuck. She might have to come back in maybe. I don't know. What is she doing? She's out there in Montana, so she might be a little frozen at times.
Yeah, hopefully she comes back. So that's what this conversation's today. So hopefully we can help our team members to, look at another week, see what we like, just thoughts. I think we're done talking about what you can do while you're at home. We talked so much about it. It's all the same stuff, right? All the same checklists and SOPs and stuff. We're done with that.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, Julie?
Now it's more of where can we go next and what can we do next and how do we pick up where we left off? Mm-hmm. For me, we just got another order that we can have no non-essential until April 29th. So that's 2 more weeks.
April 29th. Illinois is April 30th, I think.
Yeah. It's, we're still seeing emergencies. We had 2 today that I had to go in for. We only do them on Mondays. That way, if it's, a true dental emergency and they really can't wait, then we'll go see them. But right now we're just doing them on Mondays from 9 to noon. So that's all we can do. But there's a lot of things assistants can do during this downtime, I guess.
Yeah.
They can ramp up their CE. They can definitely invest in some good education for their OSHA and infection control because things are going to change as we talked about before. So,
Yeah, that's actually one of the cool parts that Mary had last time is things are going to change. So like when we do come back on hopefully 29th and things like that. Yes, Brittany, organize and clean. We can do that. I'm reading comments. So Mary had a really good point that things will change. So most likely, not only we have to get up to date on the new regulations and the new things on how we can get prepared, but I think just staying up to date is going to be important before the day of opening.
Yes, absolutely. And there are a lot of good companies out there that are providing checklists for if you're closed down for an extended period of time of what you should do and not do. So if you work with a manufacturer or you have a certain sales rep, reach out to them and say, our office is going to be closed. I want to make sure I have done all that I need to do to make sure the water doesn't stay stale. The autoclaves are drained. Self-contained water bottles are empty. The chairs are lifted. There's tons and tons of stuff that they can do. Maybe keep just 1 or 2 operatories open, but the rest of it, especially like the hygiene rooms, those should be all pretty well, kept up and closed up for them. So, and a lot of, whoever you use for your dental rep or to fix your equipment, they would know. I use a local guy here and he gave me a whole checklist to go through. And then I've also told him once we are back up and running, I want him to have him come in the day before and check our air compressor, check our amalgam separator, make sure it's, up to standard and where it needs to be before we reopen the practice. So.
Yeah. So for everybody listening, if you don't mind, can you jump in the comments and just send us your timelines? What the state regulations and things like that you guys all have. So it will help a lot.
Yeah, we are. I will share with you, Tiger. I put out a post in a closed group and I'll go through by Wednesday and update. It's a picture of the United States, and I'm putting the dates in that they say you can return to work. So kind of people can know. So I'll share it with you. I'll tag you in it. Some are UFNs, until further notice.
Oh, I thought it's unfreaking known.
But we'll keep it clean. But it was until further notice that they were closed. So we will update that map so the assistants kind of know, because it's all hearsay, and we're trying to put links into their dental boards, the state dental boards and everything. So it's very important. They can we need quick resources. We don't need to be Googling through the internet.
It's
right in our face.
Yeah. Should we try to add Ronda one more time? Ronda, our schools until further notice. Yep. Vanessa, I guess you're also UFN. As of right now, we're 410, but thinking that will change. Yeah, Ronda, let's try to get you back in. Hope it works this time. If Julie, by any chance, if my Wi-Fi shuts down, it happened a couple of times already, just carry on and I'll plug in if I feel like it.
Sure.
Let's see if Ronda can jump in.
No sound, Teller.
I'm here.
And no filter.
Hi.
You're back. So Montana is 410?
Yes, as of right now, we're 410. But I think with the cases of the virus still growing in our area, it's probably going to change as well.
Okay. Well, I don't want to spend too much time, but I guess it's still in my mind. This question that we have is, how do you think the COVID-19 is affecting dental assistants nationwide?
Well, it's a lot of them out of work. This has been the first time in my career that I've ever had to collect unemployment or file for it. And a lot of them, I think, were left with no, you're just laid off, don't come into the office. So a lot of what we're hearing in a lot of groups and forums is that their employer kind of was like, you're laid off, and no follow-up, no steps to take, no action steps. Here's, the New York State unemployment. This is what I want you to do. It was a lot of uncertainty for these dental assistants. And, if you've never researched on how much you get paid on unemployment, it varies from state to state. And it's also, if you don't click the right thing or check the right thing, it could hold up your benefits, could hold up your funds. New York State is overwhelmed. It literally, my husband had to call, and it took him 3 days to even get through. And he finally got through. Now he has to call back. So, I mean, there's a lot of, people are going to be waiting if we don't do the right things and click the right boxes and stuff. There's going to be a lot of people going without pay for a little bit. And what do you do? What do you do for groceries? I mean, we have to be, accommodating, and maybe their bosses, if they know that they're struggling, can maybe give them a gift card to the grocery store, some type of non-paycheck monetarium where it would get them through, there's a lot of things now that since April 6th, which started today, they will get an extra $600 in their paycheck. And that's every week for 13 weeks. So I don't know exactly when you'll see it, but I was told it starts today. So we'll see. I haven't heard anybody that has seen that they gotten it yet, but so it's a lot of uncertainty. It's a lot of, a lot of incomes that have been ripped away from them, and they're now struggling to figure out how they're going to live, how they're going to pay their bills. Ron and I were talking with John, who's great on finances, said, definitely you need to work with your creditors, call your creditors. Don't wait until you're late. They know what's going on, obviously, because they're going to get flooded with phone calls, but these are things that can be avoided. I know New York State, they put on a 3-month ban for renting. Or mortgages or eviction notices. So you have a reprieve, but you have to call. You just can't let it go. Work with them. If you get a couple dings on your credit report, you get a couple dings, but at least you made the effort, and they know that once you go back to work, you will start repaying back your debt. And And take care. I saw a great show the other day that you should take care of like 4 necessities in life.
Which are?
Food, your shelter, and your utilities.
Food,
shelter, and your utilities.
What about the fourth one?
Yourself. It was Dave Ramsey, and he was on there, I think, with his daughter. And I never followed him or anything, but I've heard of him. But that's kind of true. I mean, you should take care of your food. You need food to live, your shelter, and your utilities. And that you should go through your credit card statements and look at any reoccurring charges that you don't need. Mm-hmm. So if you're paying for your Apple iTunes $9.99 a month for music, like I do, it might be time to nix it. You know, because that's $10 you could put gas in your car.
Consolidate.
Yeah, it was quite an interesting. I think he was on like Good Morning America or something, but it was a quite little like maybe 5-minute clip of him talking about what you can do to save money right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can probably link up an app. I think it's a free app that looks up all your credit card statements and finds all these recurring stuff that you may not even know, that you can just use that app to help you cancel it.
Like I just got one for 99 cents for my iCloud, and I was like, I pay for this? Cancel it. I'll just get my stuff off my phone, you know? So it was interesting.
Rhonda, what do you see nationwide?
So, I see a lot of dental assistants really digging into their side hustles, the resourceful ones. I mean, ideally, if you're a dental assistant and you can work, say you don't have to be at home with young children and, you don't want to collect unemployment, you'd rather make about the same living as you were until dentistry picks back up. I see dental assistants, they're going to work for the UPS or the Uber Eats. I have a lot of dental assistants I see that are doing a lot of that delivery food services. They're just, a lot of us are different. Like I have small kids. I can't stay, I can't leave even if I wanted to. I mean, unemployment and side hustle is pretty much my only options to create any income. So I mean, dental assistants, we're so resilient, like we're going to figure out a way. Like we're worker bees, and whether, they're making money selling toothpaste or toothbrushes or, their arts and crafts, like this cup was made by dental assistants, and then Jules knows you can do so much on Etsy. Like there are ways of bringing in money if you can't be at the clinic, but you can't not leave the house as well, if you do have small kids. So luckily I haven't seen a lot of dental assistants, going to that, GoFundMe place yet, but it's totally possible.
Yeah. Julie, if you don't mind that point that you made, it's so true. Like, luckily we haven't heard anything about, again, I'm always worried about our Zen community, that, most of what we hear is every doctor, every office is trying to take care of their teams. I know some offices are keep paying, like not letting team members go on unemployment. Again, we're not in a position to judge one way or the other. It's whatever the offices feel right. The unemployment is the route to go. Some people decide that that's not the route for them. They want to keep the team members. So it's whatever best works best for that office. But I agree with you. Just right now, I'm even empathetic to the offices that did it the way you described, because everybody I talk to, they're like, and I've talked to some older people too. They're like, we've seen World War II. We've seen Great Depression and things like that. This is like, you kidding me? And we're now going through this, and we came from a full abundance of things, right? Like we complained about the wrong milk in the latte. Now we're like going in a completely opposite direction. And so I just think that a lot of leaders are just not ready to lead. And we've been putting that on a pedestal.
And I think, we have to be good communicators. It all comes down to communication. It was the hardest thing for me to let my hygienist, we kept him off for a week. And then I'm like, okay, you're not returning. And then last week we made the decision that the front desk girl, the ninja that I have, that I love her, and I actually stopped at her house today because I was so sad. And then, Kim, the assistant, I had to let those people go. It was hard for me because I'm like, oh my gosh, but it wasn't, the way you do it is the approachable way. And that's why I think the communication is key. Even if you send, if you're a dentist owner listening, or you're the office manager or the lead dental assistant, reach out to your team and just say, hey, how you doing? I'm just checking in. This is where things stand. That's all people want, is the kind of the communication and the openness. And I mean, they know the situation. They watch the news and they know it sucks right about now that they're not going back to work. And they know that. But when they get that text from you, it kind of is reassurance, you know? So, and some dental assistants may, just wait it out, and some may wait it out and go with another office. I mean, things are going to change. And I think it's going to be for the good. Some it's going to be for the bad. And it does, fall on the dentist too. They might have team members that weren't team players. So now they make their team not to call them back. It's just anybody's ball game right now. It's just how are we going to rebound from it?
Interesting. What are the I don't know, maybe just what are some heart-touching stories have you heard so far? Like what that you've heard people go above and beyond that, quote unquote, they should do?
Oh, can I jump in on this one? I love watching when the practices are donating their PPE to their local emergency rooms. I thought, I mean, that's huge, right? So, you're not making any money as a dentist and as a practice owner, and yet you're going to take your inventory and go and donate it to the first responders, the people at the front lines who truly need it, knowing that you're not making money so that you can't, go out and buy a replacement PPE. Like, that's just like that selfless act. And then Deborah, I mean, Jules, you saw what she did. Tell these
make a mask. Deborah Carrier from Twice as Nice Uniforms is making masks in her factory in New Jersey. No shipping, and they're beautiful masks, and they're nice, and they're washable, and they, may not be the N95, but they are a good, a great quality, mask, and it's all made here right in the USA, and she's got a great company going on. So
interesting. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if just one more quick question on this. What other side hustles, Ronda, have you seen?
Oh, okay.
Like any ideas on side hustle?
Well, the strip bars are canceled here. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
It'll be virtual, Dan.
That is non-essential.
I'm sure there's some
I had to say it.
that would disagree. So let's see.
No comment. I will no comment.
Right?
Filter. Okay, so you've got the people that are working with the nutrition supplements. I've seen a bunch of dental assistants that are doing dietary supplements or lifestyle changes. Like I said, toothpaste, toothbrushes, arts and crafts. Just stuff that people would buy. I don't know. A really good friend of mine, she sells these candles on Etsy. And then I think she also has like a million other items on there that are all, dental.
There's a lot of dental assistants though with Etsy shops.
There really are. I was really shocked at like how talented our people are.
Can we put a separate show similar to this where we just invite people to talk about their side hustles?
That's a
so much fun.
Can we do that?
Yeah, because there's so many people that have their little side, and they do. One lady does. She's on my Instagram, Lash Bomb. She does makeup and perfume or something on the side, but she's a dental assistant full time. There's tons of dental assistants that have little side hustles. There's one that makes dog bandanas. They were really
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about Irina just messaged tutoring? What is it, VIP kit? I don't know what that is, but do you guys know what that is? The tutoring VIP kit? No, but a whole bunch of kids are sitting home. Is there any side hustle there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure we could have somebody that does tutoring, or there is actually a lot of dental assistant students that are out of classes right now. So, I mean, if they need tutoring, maybe they should reach out and we can hook them up with the right person. I know their instructors are working really hard to help them, but sometimes it's hard maybe to reach them or something. but there are a lot of displaced dental assistant students right now that were almost completed with online. Now they have to complete online, excuse me.
Mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm.
And it's tricky,
Interesting.
especially if you're a learner like me. I have to touch it, smell it, see it, play with it before it, like all the signals fired for me to retain that information.
Interesting. So like you're like literally have people send you like the filters and see what that is and like how it works and stuff like before you buy it, if it's all virtual now?
yeah, that's true. You could.
On Amazon, you can take a picture of your living room and try the furniture on in the picture like that. The virtual.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not unheard of. We just have to think outside the box more now than ever.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. So couple things that came up while we were preparing for this. What do you take on the reuse of masks due to the shortage?
That's a hard one for me because it's against the CDC guidelines. Now they're making covers for them, but I really don't think we should reuse them because I think you're, setting yourself up for more of being exposed to stuff. But if you have to, then I don't know. It's not a win-win situation. Knowing that you're not supposed to. I think that's the hardest part for a lot of dental assistants is knowing that you're not supposed to do X, Y, and Z. But I just laughed on my way home from work because I saw 4 people, I counted, driving with masks on. And not just like the handmade mask, like the mask you wear at work.
Oh.
And I thought it was ridiculous. I'm like, you're in your car. Why do you got a mask on?
Mm-hmm.
Or the videos where the people wear the gloves from start to finish.
Yeah, they were driving with mask and gloves on. But
that just brings to life how we think of it as common knowledge, how to utilize PPE properly and what infection control looks like. And then, what is that? They did like that video where it was like the top 10 people, like in Walmart, one had a bag on her face and the other guy had a party mask here. And then somebody had like a 2-liter soda jug on their face. Like it's not common knowledge. We dropped the ball somewhere in the education system with personal hygiene and infection control, just on a primitive level, and they don't know any better.
Yeah. It is really sad. I mean, and you're right. People just don't know. They think that, they're much more protected while driving, wearing the masks. I really don't know.
And there are, speaking of the mask situation and the assistants knowing right from wrong, that, they're struggling with what to do, even though they know it's wrong to reuse it, is, they're also struggling with having to come into work for emergencies when they really don't know what they're exposed to, and now they have to reuse a mask. So it's a OSHA regulation violation, for some of them, and they're just scared and they really don't have guidance to say, no, I'm not reusing that mask, or because there's such a shortage. But
if you're gonna have to reuse a mask, guys, you have your, what is it? Whatever it is, if it's a level 3 mask, hopefully at least you have a level 3 mask in the practice. Put something, a second layer. It doesn't have to double up a mask. You could do a bandana or something to catch the larger particles, so that if you are reusing that mask, you have, a longer life expectancy of its filtration systems.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, hopefully people don't have to do that often. I heard that back to the donation of PPE, we're actually working on something internally for offices to be able to donate right from the Zen platform. And we're partnering up with a group called Get Us PPE. So they have volunteers, they have the pickups. And so it's really easy for Zen offices. We'll be able to just go and check the items they have that they want to donate, and then just we'll coordinate the rest. And we've had offices reach out and say, look, we want to donate. And I think another part is back to that education part, is a lot of people think that they have to donate. Like we hear we need 30,000 ventilators, or we need 10,000 masks, right? Mm-hmm. And people think, well, what am I going to do with one box? Everything counts, right? So some hospitals even accept the open box. Like if you have open boxes, that's supposed to be 10 masks, and you have 5 left, and it's an open box, they'll take it. So anything counts at the moment. And so that's what we're trying to educate on our platform. And hopefully, who knows, maybe we'll make it available for the public to make it really easy for people to donate their PPE, or even purchase from some of the vendors and then have the vendors donate on your behalf. So yeah, education is a big component.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if assistants are basically like forced to take a month, right? So it seems to be almost a month that we're going to have to spend. Like, I mean, now it's less. It's April 6th. And before we know it, it's going to be like April 15th, and then we have 2 weeks left. So like, what would you do? Like, what are the things that you would take on, call it unemployment or anything like that? Like what's your take on this?
Well, for myself, I think it's having the daily routine. We're out of routine. We're very routine people. We like the busyness, the craziness. So I think finding things to clear our mental health, and whether it's get out and exercise, or, Rhonda made this really cute video about treating a bear, which was really funny. Sitting down and reading from a dental assisting book. Something to keep our fingers wet and our mind active, or think about things, now's the time, like, oh, I always wanted to do this at my office, but we never had the time. Even though you're not getting paid for it, you're on unemployment or your leave or furloughed or whatever, maybe you could ask your boss, you know what, I'd really like to go in there and organize those closets. And I'd really like to sit down with you and walk through your procedures and go step by step. And let's get rid of some of this clutter, and everything we don't use, let's donate it to maybe a dental clinic that might need it. So there's tons of stuff that you could keep your dental assistant mind active. You could read articles, you can listen to our podcast. I mean, you can watch some more Zen supply webinars, So there's tons of stuff. You can pick up your dental assisting book and just read it. I keep mine right here.
What is it? I don't know we need to link it up where people can get it.
On Amazon.
What is it called?
Dental instrument book. But I've been reading this because I don't know all the instruments in there. Not that we use them all, but I've been kind of reading them all and following along and seeing.
Rhonda, yeah.
Go ahead, Rhonda. Your turn.
You're up. Well, my doctor bought me a Spear account, and I'm sure there's a bunch of doctors out there that are either Pankey or Dawson or some other kind of academic community. But yeah, I go in there and I can spend 2 or 3 hours a day learning Spear. They've got 1 million educational modules. Once I get through the dental assistant ones and I hit into the dentist stuff, I'm like, there's no reason I can't learn what they're learning. Even if I don't have to implement it, it'll make it easier for me to understand what my doctor wants and why they want it. And yes, that's where I would go first. Find out what your doctor likes, who are their gurus in their life, and learn about them. It's the best way to get on a fundamental level with your doctors. It's not mind reading at the end of the day, guys. It's literally just knowing what they're looking at. It's not anticipation. I mean, you can anticipate their needs if you know exactly where their train of thought's going to be going. It'll make you more efficient in the practice and a whole lot less stress when you don't have to guess anymore or get it wrong and then feel bad at the end of the day. Like, I really thought they wanted that loop and band. But if you know fundamentally how they learned it, the processes, so you can anticipate their needs, it's really neat. So Spear is what I like to do. And YouTube, you guys, seriously, it is a free resource. You can't always, you got to make sure it's coming from a credible resource, but there are so many videos. Heck, I learned how to set teeth. Like, that's how I learned how to make immediate dentures, other than like the basic information my doctor gave to me. That's how I learned how to do denture work. And so there's so many things that your practice probably needs you to do, but you've never learned how to do it. This is the time to learn how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's actually, I wanted to ask you, I just recently heard this expanded function. What is it called? Expanded function assistance?
Expanded functions dental assistance is one that's either credentialed or registered or licensed in their state to do more what's listed by their state that they can do. Like, some states allow you to do coronal polishing or place fillings, place a temporary
Does it mean you might get paid more?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yes.
So how can somebody go about finding in their own state? What's that requirement? So maybe it's a perfect timing to do it to get on it.
So the best resource is DANB, DANB.org. That's the Dental Assistant National Board. And you search by state, and they have a list of what's allowed in the state. Do they license you? Don't they license you? Do you register? Are you certified? They have all the dental assistant regulations for your state. So like my state, in order to, take an impression in my state, I'm in New York, you have to be registered by New York State. You cannot be unregistered. Where in Ronda's state, they might say, you don't need any certifications.
Bye, go do it.
You can do it. Where my state, legally, technically, you are supposed to be registered to take an impression on a patient, to do any type. So they have it all listed out, what you're supposed to do, what type of education you need. Some states don't require you to have education. You just have to have 2 years of dental assisting experience, and you take the DANB and you're good. So there's a lot of things, there's a lot of different pathways, shall I say, that you can get to where you need to go. Do you necessarily make more money? No, I say that depends on the office, because I've been offered $15 an hour and $25 an hour. It just depends on the practice and what they value your worth is.
Is it possible? I mean, I hate to do this. I just think it might be a good timing. Do you think, is there a resource or probably the Facebook group might be good for that, is just to go in and if people can share, like if they got paid a little bit more for extended function and stuff like that, if not. But even if you're not, I mean, just for your own sake, like, that, you're going to be just so much more valuable if you have that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can,
and I say, yeah, go ahead, Rhonda.
Well, yeah. So when you're contributing to making a difference in the bottom line of the practice, you need to mark that down. Every day you go home, okay, what kind of treatment did I get accepted today because of the way I spoke with the patient during that consult? How, if you are an expanded functions dental assistant, how many composites did I place today? Like, and you need to keep it, and you can do like a 30-day thing. And if your doctors, have a hard time understanding why you deserve more money for the role that you play in their practice, you can't. I mean, dentists are data driven, right? I mean, we all know this. They need to see the data, and you need to know the data. So I think that's a huge component that a lot of people miss. They're not taking account for what they do to affect the bottom line, and you need to. Otherwise, at the end of the month, you're always going to be like, well, what kind of argument do I have? How do I ask for more money? And if I can't tell them statistically how I affected the bottom line.
Yeah.
And I think,
Julie,
what?
No, I'm listening.
Oh, I think every assistant out there should find out what their allowable duties in their state is, and how to get there to help their practice, be more productive, do more things within your scope of practice and legally, and just be a bigger contributor to your practice. So, and even if you're doing all those things not legal, let's help you learn how to make it legal.
Well,
there's a lot that are not registered, and they're doing a lot of functions that they should not be doing.
And you can stick up for yourself a whole lot easier when you know what the rules actually are.
Yeah.
So if somebody's making you do stuff that you're not comfortable with, you need to make sure that when you point it out to them, it's not for you. I mean, you want to be comfortable, but it's for them, for their malpractice. You don't want to see them get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, just with a lot of things like we talked about, it's so difficult to pull that information and have it all together. So even if you're not doing, if you're doing it, quote unquote, illegally, you just may not be in the position. I mean, it's just people may not know. Like, that's the bottom line. And by you knowing, and you're just going to help out the practice and saying, this is the path that I want to take it on.
And it is your profession that you're in. So you should know what you can do to better it and be more part of it. And like I said, just go to DANB and they click on your state, and they tell you how to get schooling. They tell you what schools you can go to. They tell you what you need. I don't, like in Rhonda's, I don't know if you need much. I don't know what she needs, but
radiology. is all that Montana requires.
A personality?
Personality. Biology.
Oh, I thought you said just a personality. I just need a personality. I'm like, what?
I wonder, how do you check that? What's the certificate for that?
Oh, it's a twofold blind study. No.
Yeah. Well, while we're at it, Michelle was asking, are any of you ladies meeting with staff through Zoom for meetings or just to connect and learn together?
So I'll go first. We're not doing Zoom, but we are on a Facebook Messenger. So every day we check in, we share pictures. Like one of my doctors right now is turning into a baker. So I'm kind of worried that we're going to stop doing dentistry and start, a bakery. So we're just staying connected that way. She checks in on us every morning. How are you guys doing? I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. It's little stuff like that. So from somebody who can't give me income right now, but can give me emotional support and say, let's stay connected, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure there's a ton of practices out there where Jules was saying the communication isn't good and these people aren't emotionally connected to the practice anymore. So if something bigger and better comes along, they're so much faster to jump off the train. So I think it's important, whether it's Zoom meetings or Google Hangouts or, we're doing Facebook Messenger, just can stay connected to some small extent so that, you don't lose that, that emotional component that keeps the team together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been texting. I stopped over and saw Cassie today because she wasn't there. Of course, 6 feet away. Talked to her from the porch. Told her everything I did and didn't do. And so when she goes in on Thursday to do the mail and stuff, she gets done. I was texting them at 7:40 when we did our morning huddle. A positive quote. I would tell them which couch I'll be laying on today, and then a funny meme. So, just, to lighten the mood, because, they're home with their kids. I have a 15-year-old, but they're home with their kids and that are little and probably very stressful and needy on them all day long. So I think it's just nice to really communicate with them. So
I'll share the picture of, I hope everybody can see it.
It's a screen loading.
Oh,
is that
that's perfect.
Is that true?
Yeah, it is true.
So that's my next question. What if I was just thinking about it. If, let's just say I'm assistant, right? The last time I was at a dental office, not the last time, but one of the times I went to an office actually in Brooklyn with one of our doctors. And I said, I had the thing. I wanted to sit all day at the office and count every single step that a dental assistant would do. Like from open the cabinet, take lidocaine, put in a tray. That's 3 tasks, right? And then take the tray, bring it to the treatment room. That's 1 task. So I counted every single tasks. And from morning till the evening, I counted something like 3,796 tasks that assistants do, right? So Julie, you're right. It's a routine-driven work, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was thinking about it. So what if I'm, sorry my language, but I'm fed up with all the online learning and I had enough, right? And I want to kick back and relax. So then 2 questions. One is, how would I feel about it, knowing that, is it a good time or not? And then the second one is, if my whole team is getting on webinars and Zoom and things like that, how do I communicate and say, I'm with you guys, I want to do it, I want to be connected, but I do want to do learning, or I do want to do gardening or cooking and baking and stuff like that. Would I share it with the team? How would I go about it?
Well, I think for myself, there are points in your career that you can become burned out. For me, I've eat and lived and breathed dentistry for all these years, and I've never had this downtime. So I think the first couple of weeks right now is hard for me because I got to read a book and I got to watch some dental assisting videos. But some of them just want to shut it off, and that's okay. I think it's okay. I think if you know what you're doing and you've been in that practice for so long and it's okay, you just want to do the things you've never been able to do, I think that's okay. I think we need that because it's so much uncertainty that we don't know when we're going to go back to work. I mean, Oregon is closed down until what, June 14th?
Something crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a lot of time that you could say, you know what, I'm going to take the month of April off. I'm going to do my stuff. I'm not going to think about dental assisting, but come May, I'm going to go back and do. Now, my license is going to expire April 23rd, so I got to get some more CE in. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Maybe after April 23rd, I'll shut it off. But I think it's okay if you need that mental break. I don't think you have to eat, live, and breathe dentistry. I think it's okay. But will I stop? No. But will the next person down the road? They might. It's okay. It's totally okay.
Yeah.
Totally okay.
Rhonda, what do you think? What's your take on it?
Well, Jules and we're not the right people to ask. Both of us, we're overly addicted to dental assisting, all things dental assisting. But the general dental assistant, right? The one who doesn't think of it as a job and it is a career, they're going to do a little bit of both. They're going to self-invest in learning a habit or, taking care of tasks they have been putting off, or they're going to want to learn. They're going to do a little bit of everything, I think. And then there's going to be that dental assistant who this is the time where you kind of find out what their true colors are. If they don't want to be a dental assistant forever, this is going to be the time they jump ship. And so, it depends on how much career passion you actually have. I mean, if I could go out and get a job right now at the Amazon warehouse and get better benefits and better pay and better hours or whatever have you, some of the people are going to say, you know what, this was just the push that got me to leave dentistry, which is sad, but it's true. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. But I really feel like, I've had a couple of conversations about this. What was it? Saturday, even yesterday, I've been texting with one of the doctors. Like, this might be a good time just to kick back. Like, given that health-wise and somewhat financially things are stable, like, why not?
Right.
Like, I'm probably more like you guys. I'm working actually more now for some reason. It's really weird. But, like, I would totally just do it, to be honest. Like,
and there might be dental assistants that just had a baby and they went right back to work and they hadn't had that time. They felt like they had to go right back for work on their maternity leave after 10, 12 weeks. Now they have a whole month with their baby. They might not want to ever go back to work. So this is really, I mean, you have to do you. There's no right or wrong reason or right or wrong answer. And for me, if you are not truly passionate about your career, and I don't care if it's flipping burgers at McDonald's, then go find something you do love. Whether it's gardening or changing the tires on a bike, do something that you love and that you invest in. And if it ever becomes a burden to do, then find something else to do. We only get one life, so why not just make your own,
Yeah.
If you want to pump gas. I mean, they don't do that in my state, but I know in New Jersey, because I got yelled at when I got out of my car, but they pump gas in New Jersey still. So if you're happy at pumping gas, go pump gas. It's okay. And I don't think they should be criticized if they're not investing in, doing dental assisting or being more of a dentist and getting on Spear and da-da-da. Some of those dentists are burned out because that's all they do.
Exactly.
So now
this might be a moment.
And spend some time with their family and those kids that probably never saw their mom or dad because they were always at the office. This might be a good thing for them to reevaluate the situation. Or maybe there's a dentist out there that really didn't work at all and was always doing other things. Now he's like, whoa, I really should have invested more in my career. And now he's ramping up. So there's going to be both sides of the fence. And it's just whatever fence you want to look at. That's your choice.
Yeah. Somebody said to me on Saturday, it's like, all we know is we've been on a treadmill, right? Now we got a chance to get off of the treadmill. Now, the cool part is you define what the treadmill was,
right,
and you define what the off the treadmill means. And then you got a chance to get back or stay off the treadmill.
Get back on one. So as soon as you send me a Peloton one, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
My gym is closed and I don't have a treadmill.
With the fancy shoes. Yeah, that's really cool. So just out of curiosity, if you are just was checking if there are any comments or any questions. So guys, type in if you have any questions for Rhonda and Julie. So if somebody is interested in a side hustle like Etsy or something like this, right? So how do you go about it? Not from, and more like not from a technical standpoint, we can Google it, but how would you like find the courage to say, well, I do want to try it out. I do want to put something out there for people to quote unquote judge and see my work and things like that.
Well, find out what you're good at, what you like to do, and
Etsy has a ton of resources on how to load up your stuff, how to make your Etsy shop look appealing, how to use the right tags. In Rhonda's group on Thursdays, she has side hustles. You were frozen.
I know, in time.
Botox.
Bring it. We'll bring the side hustle. I love that idea.
On Thursdays in their group, is it Thursdays you do side hustle?
Yeah, side hustle Thursdays.
Yep, they let you post your side hustle in the thread, which is great.
It's so smart. And, it's dental assistants supporting dental assistants.
Yeah, that's really cool.
If anybody's going to take care of us, it's our own. Until we get back to work.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it next time. Like it doesn't have to be just Zen. Obviously, I love my Zen community. And it doesn't have to be on the next one when we do the side hustle to show it to everyone. And if you guys are watching, can you just jump in the chat and say yes or no if you would like to see the side hustles? Just give us a little bit of feedback. So let us know. Maybe we can open it up for everybody. You can post in your group and have people jump in, and we can vet like 6, 7, 8 people and just we can talk about their side hustles. I think it would be really cool.
I do have this live streaming in Instagram, and one girl asked, let's see.
Jules is all picked up.
Yeah. Have you heard if most offices are applying for these loans and financial help to their employees? So the loans, there's 2 types of loans, and I've done a lot of research because I had to help my boss apply for them. It's an EDIL loan, and it was like a $10,000 grant, and it's to be used for overhead expenses. The other loan, the PPP loan, is just came out on the 3rd, and it goes based on your payroll figures, and it can only be used for payroll, utilities, rent, but you have to use it in a certain time frame, and you would have to be coming back to work. So it is to help the employees. But it's going to take 2 to 3 weeks to process these loans. So I really don't know exactly, if your boss applies for it, if he doesn't, how is it going to affect you? If you're on unemployment and you're getting unemployment, now I do know, like in my state, some assistants are going to make more being on unemployment than they are actually getting paid weekly.
Yeah.
So, because our max is 504 here, and some assistants make less than that a week. So maybe they'll walk away with like 287. Then they'll get an additional $600 a week. So now they're getting 887. And that's maybe double what they make, but it's only for 13 weeks. So that's what people have to understand. So there's a lot of information on the SBA website about the loans, who can apply, how they're going to be used. Will they be audited? Probably, because, you just don't want to be given $70,000 and just blow it on a new Porsche. I don't know, but you're going to have to, it has to go towards certain expenses, and then it can be for gift and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting, but it's all a process. Websites are crashing. You can't get it through a credit union. You can only through an SBA loan lender. These are all things that weighs heavily on the doctor at night that they have to do.
Yeah.
Besides take care of their employees, now they got to put themselves in another financial situation. And it's a lot of paperwork to come up with. You got to get payroll records, and I had to get articles of organization together, and I had to get, X, Y, and Z. So it was a simple, not as easy as we thought it was going to be processed. And we haven't heard anything. So.
Yeah, it was easy for people that were organized. They had all of their paperwork, everything scanned. But for those who are not organized, that's just putting all together. That's where the struggle is.
Our payroll company did a fabulous job. They gave us a whole PDF of everything we needed for the loan because they wanted 12 months of your payroll financials, the first 2 months.
Average.
The average. And they put it all in a spreadsheet, told us what our average was, how many employees we've had, blah, blah, blah. So it was awesome. So I didn't have to really dig for that. But the articles of organization, I love my boss, but I had to go order some. So, but if you're listening.
Keep listening.
But other than that, so I really don't know how it's going to affect us as assistants. I just know that when we go back to work full time and we're back in the office, we are going to need some type of payroll income because patients are the ones that put the money in the bank account, right? We have no patients. We have no other way of making payroll. So. Yeah.
Has the 600, so we have a question from Amanda. Has the 600 more weeks started everywhere? I'm in Michigan and that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it was federal.
Yeah.
It's April 6th, and it was federal.
Okay.
I just don't know when it's going to hit your bank account. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So obviously, I mean, I wouldn't consider any of us like major experts in unemployment. Just check with your state and check all the requirements, Amanda. I think that would be really helpful. And also we had a gentleman last week by the name Tim. So he talked a lot about like the details and
all that.
Yep. And we're hoping to bring him back to talk specifically about unemployment and how to file and all the details. So he was really, really helpful. Even we had some uncertainty about while you're on unemployment, can you work part-time and help the office in the meantime and still qualify? So he cleared up a lot of things for us, saying that, yes, you can be on unemployment, you can still work a couple hours for the office and just make sure that you're honest. If when you ask you, have you worked and done some work on the side, you can say yes. And so you still qualify for the unemployment. Maybe not the whole thing. Okay, awesome. So as we're wrapping up, I mean, obviously the times are interesting. What goes through your mind this week? I mean, I know there are news. I don't know if you watch the news. I don't know if you guys spend any time like on Twitter reading all that stuff, but like
I can't Twitter.
Yeah. What's your mindset going into this? Like, or how do you tell, like, what's the internal conversation that you both have with yourself?
I have daily tasks. Like today I have to work on a form that I was supposed to print out for my office like 3 months ago. And I'm like, that's today's task. There's some exercises that.
We keep losing Ronda.
She keeps freezing up with that face.
I know.
For myself, it's just, I think one day at a time, in reading into insight, what am I going to do for myself? What am I going to do for my family? What am I going to do for my dental assistant community? What do I need to do for Zen? Those type of things to keep you kind of shifted in the right mindset. I think being stagnant is not okay. I think just laying on the couch, and I know some people suffer from that. It's okay for a little bit, but then I think you really need to dig deep and just get out there and either read a book, go for a walk,
or get involved.
Get involved. Reach out to our dental assistant community. Even if you want to just talk and pick up the phone, it's okay. PM us, DM us, whatever you want to call it. Just because you're not alone in this whole scheme of things. It's just not one dental assistant. It's thousands of dental assistants. And some are more affected than others. That's where we got to realize is there's some that haven't even graduated from dental assisting school. And now they're worried about, oh God, I spent all this time in a program, or they were thinking, and now they might not even get a job. Or there's ones that been in the field like myself for a long time. And like, okay, we've been here, we've done this before. We just have to, weather the storm. And, so there's a various emotions going through the whole process. And, we all have those feelings of insecurity and job security and what to do next. And you just have to do what's right for you and your family. Your practice will always be there. It's what you have to do for your family. And there's always going to be a dental assisting job. So that's the way I look at it. Even if my practice closed up tomorrow and said, no, I know that I could go when this is all over and get a job somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, that's a great part about being a dental assistant is there's always a huge need, especially for like really good with good communication skills, right? Like we can probably have a separate webinar on what it's like to be a really, really great asset to the team and like for a winning team, I would say, at the dental practice. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Like there's always going to be a job out there.
There is. And like I said, if the one you were in or the one you're currently in wasn't the right one, might be time to find the right one.
Yeah.
You know? Happy.
Any parting questions from the team?
What's she doing?
Yeah, supply and demand. Dental assistants rock, of course. Julie, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Conference.
Yes, the dental assistant conference is still on. Fingers crossed.
Can't wait for it.
October 22nd through 24th at the Doubletree in Chicago. Well, in Rosemont, but I say Chicago because, you know, that encompasses a lot.
It's Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, so supposedly it's still on. I haven't heard from the hotel. Fingers crossed. So, yes, registration's still up. We do have payment plans, but I really haven't put a focus on it because I feel really guilty by putting it out there because I know a lot are struggling. And if we could have a free conference, I would. Right.
That's what, to be honest with you, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but I did want to ask you about this because I think it's a great conference. Especially, I think it will be more meaningful after what we're going through right now, because more than ever, we would feel the need to be connected and to belong to something. I don't know if it's going to get, your lineup is going to get affected by like the speakers, if you would want to be tweaking and how this is going to go and things like that. But I think a lot of people would want to come back and they would want to be part of it, and just again, being on that same room of like-minded people, like-minded assistants, I think it's going to be awesome. So I really, really hope that it does happen.
And we are looking for dental assistants that are out there that want to speak, have good topics they want to share. You know, I want it really geared towards the assistant, because it's for them. So if you're a dental assistant and you want to speak or you want to talk, we're going to have a dental assistant showcase, and where they can, you know, speak for 20 to 30 minutes on a topic they're passionate about and share with their colleagues, a room full of their colleagues.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at Vanessa right there in the chat.
Vanessa raising her hand over there.
Yeah, she should be.
But the conference this year is the 22nd through the 24th. We do have some speakers. Not everybody's locked into place yet. We're still going to have the same setup, same CE. Try to have a couple breakout sessions and hands-on things. So, but, you know, just make it like last year, and Ronda be our nice guru host and do some video recordings.
Oh, Ronda was awesome.
And Bree's going to be our MC. You know, we still have our awards that we're giving out to the, you know, dental assistant team and to the dental assistant of the year, those type of awards. So, yeah, it'll be great. Apex is going to throw a party.
Even if it ends up being a virtual, you know, we'll make sure that everybody knows about it.
What, if we're in that quarantine for that long?
No. Or we'll find a sponsor to supply the N95s.
Yeah. We'll come all in hazmat suits. That'll be the attire.
I just want a bubble. I want to get one of those bubbles with the zippers, and you can walk around in that thing like the hamster wheel.
Yeah. Get up on the stage and roll off the stage. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much. I don't want to take more of your time. I think it's very, very helpful what both of you are doing with the Wednesday Hump Day and in the group, and creating a community where people can chat and support and just have, you know, probably a more open conversation that they would have even like on platforms like ours, because, you know, I would say more private when they reach out to you and ask you questions. So I really, really appreciate everything you've been doing for the dental assistants and the community. I think without you two, it's hard to imagine people feel the same way as they do now, and staying positive.
I think it makes our community greater. I think, you know, we're not alone. We've never been alone. You know, many years in my career, you know, there was not a community. There wasn't social media. Yes, no. I am old, but there wasn't social media. So now there's social media, so there's no reason to ever be alone. So not that old, but I am old. So
I don't buy it. Yeah, Rhonda, you kind of cut off on that parting notes, and I just wanted to ask if you have anything else to add.
I appreciate this time with you guys, and I was telling Jules, when we first met, I had no idea somebody liked dental assisting as much as I did. And then once we met, then we kind of figured out how to use our tools to find more people that are like us. And that's the whole point. I mean, you got to treat it like a career, and networking and understanding who has strengths and how to learn from them. That's the way to keep that career passion alive. It's just surrounding like-minded people.
And I don't know it all. I am not an expert. I might be an expert in certain subjects or subject matters, but I don't know it all. I learn something new from everybody else. And I think that's what makes you, I'm not better than anybody else. I'm just same thing, chairside every day, Monday through Wednesday, and I'm just trying to help out others so they don't struggle. So, and find
that's
their way.
Amazing.
So that's all we can
amazing.
do. That's all we can do.
That's all we can do is share our stories, our struggles.
With laughter, people laugh.
Exactly. All right. So next time we're going to get together for the side hustle.
Side hustles. Whoop, whoop.
I'm super excited about it.
So any assistant out there. Oh.
Yep. People are posting comments and stuff. So it's awesome. So thank you again. We'll talk soon. So hopefully, depending on how long this thing goes, but I really do want to bring you back in at some point in April, whatever the timeline we'll figure out. But it would be awesome to have you back, and we can chat a little bit more on what are the next steps. Maybe that map is going to be a little bit more closer to
no UFN.
Yeah, no UFN, exactly. So thank you guys so much, and we'll talk soon.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Thank you all. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for participating. Thank you.